Why wait to see if you'll get something you like this Valentine's Day when you can go to BlueNile.com and find something you'll love? Whether you're looking to treat yourself to a little winter sparkle or show a galentine how much you appreciate them, Blue Nile offers a wide selection of high-quality designs, expert guidance, and free 30-day returns for the ultimate peace of mind. You can even design your own jewelry. Right now, save up to 50% at BlueNile.com. That's BlueNile.com.
American soccer fans, welcome to episode 93 of the Stars and Stripes FC podcast. This is Don the Wine here. I am the manager of Stars and Stripes FC, and normally I would say your source for all things U.S. national teams, players that comprise them, and everything else surrounding the game of soccer in America. However, on this day, we speak on Friday, January 20th. It's about 9 p.m., about an hour before the U.S. women's national team takes on New Zealand. I have to give you an update on what is the future of this program. And unfortunately, if you have not been on social media or online today, to recap you on kind of what's taken place over the period of this Friday, it was kind of a sad day for SB Nation and for Vox Media, our parent companies. They have done some layoffs, and within those layoffs, they've also decided to shutter several sites as well as several podcasts within their podcasting community. And unfortunately, this program, the Stars and Stripes FC podcast, was one of those that have been deemed for deletion, so to speak. SB Nation has decided not to support this podcast after February 28th, which kind of leaves us about a month and a half away from figuring out what's next for this show. And, you know, when we started, I mean, Steph Young and I started this back in June 2018. Obviously, Steph has gone on to bigger and brighter things as one of the key NWSL writers for The Athletic. But when we started this, we kind of started it because it was fun. We started because it was a pet project within this Stars and Stripes FC community that you all out there have been a part of. And when she left, I decided, hey, we need to keep this podcast going. And I've been doing it solo for a few years now, basically since the height of the COVID pandemic, when we were all at home with nothing to do. And I figured, why not reboot this podcast? So since then, it's been, you know, a labor of love, you know, putting this together, having so many people come on to support this podcast by offering their advice, having so many interviews, and, you know, just again, hearing from you all and answering some of your questions and talking about the topics that you guys like to talk about. And when it comes to the show, that was the purpose. It was about giving a voice to all of you fans out there about what's going on in U.S. soccer, not just our national teams, our men's and women's and our youth teams, but also everything else that affects the game, affects how you watch it, affects how you enjoy this game. We've looked at everything from players that are, you know, playing abroad to some of the issues that would change fundamentally how the foundation of soccer works in this country. And so we've talked about a lot of things on the show, and I don't want that to end on February 28th. So I'm on here kind of to provide an update as to what's next. Honestly, we don't know. It's still kind of early. When it comes to what we have learned from SB Nation, I'll kind of tell you exactly what happened. It was this, earlier this morning, we got an email that was basically a generic email that was sent to a bunch of people. And we were blind CC'd on it. So it wasn't like it was specifically directed towards this show or this website. And it mentioned that due to the economic climate, and I'm quoting the letter there, that they are deciding to get rid of several communities and podcasts, and that this podcast was one of them. I want to make clear that Stars and Stripes FC as a website is still intact. We are still being supported by SB Nation. I have received nothing about the future of the site in general. So we're proceeding as if this site is going to continue. But what happens to this podcast as a result? we'll figure it out. And as we get more information about what this all means to this show, we will let you know. And obviously I'll jump back on here and give you guys an update as to how this program will proceed, or if it will proceed moving forward. Another thing that was a part of these cuts, in addition to the several layoffs that they had amongst full-time staff, was the shuttering of several sites in various sports that SB Nation had. Most of the NHL sites are gone. And unfortunately for us as soccer fans, most of the MLS sites are gone. I wrote for Black and Red United, and that was where I got my start at SB Nation, was through that site and that wonderful family over there. We are now trying to figure out what's next on that site as well, because Black and Red United is one of the sites that is going away. And so many people are going through these emotions today and figuring out what to do, how to proceed, and how to really keep their community intact. And thankfully, in a way, Stars and Stripes FC does not have to go through that transition right now, at least as a community. However, obviously, we want to bring you as much information as possible, as much content as possible, and through several different medium. And this podcast was one of them. So my goal over the next month is to figure out how that can work, how we can continue to provide that information to you through several different ways, so that people who like reading can read our stuff, and people who like listening can listen to my voice or other voices that are important in the soccer space. So I say all that to say we're not saying goodbye yet. We're not going to basically pack up and hit shop. When I hear we have a month left, that means, damn it, we got a month left. And we're going to try and figure this out and go as best as we can, so that this transition to whatever's next will be as seamless as possible. Continue to stay locked to starsandstripesfc.com. We're going to continue to give you all of the information that we possibly can about our U.S. national teams and about the players that play for them and when they play for their clubs and everything. We will not stop today. We obviously, as I mentioned, as I'm recording this, the women's national team is going to be playing in less than an hour in New Zealand. So I'm staying up for that. Everyone stay tuned to our social media. We will, again, if there's any updates, we will post them there as well. We'll hopefully have something up on the website where you guys can comment. So listen, we want to hear from you as to what you would like to see from this show as we, again, go into this last month at SB Nation as a podcast, but also about that next chapter. Where would you like to see us go? What would you like to see us talk about? How do you want to see us incorporate that into the rest of what Stars and Stripes FC is, this community that you all have helped build? SSFC Podcast at gmail.com. Again, topic suggestions, anything, questions that you may have about the teams, anything that's coming up. Love to hear from you. This time now more than ever is when I would like to hear from you about the direction that we can go as a community, and making sure that we bring the content to you that you prefer, both the writing and the podcasting. We hope to bring all of it to you in some way, shape, or form. But I did want to update you on what was going on at SB Nation and let you know that there's no decisions being made as to how this program is going to proceed. We are still trying to gather as much information as possible to make the best decision for this show and obviously for the rest of the SSFC community. So that will do it. I know it was a short and we didn't get to talk about anything, but this was episode 93. I wanted to make sure that I got on here to let everybody know what was going on from me. And I wanted to make sure that we knew that there is going to be more information coming. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for listening over these years. Again, we've been around since June 2018. This is episode 93. Hopefully we can get to 100 in some way, shape, or form, whether it's with this platform or the next one. But that will do it for now. And as we get ready to watch the women's national team, go USA. Take care.